Hey guys, so I just got back from seeing Strays, the R-rated talking dog movie. So it's one of those movies. It's one of those movies with a gimmick that you kind of know whether you're gonna like it or hate it going in. I know probably people are like, oh, if you don't know what it is, like I said, pretty self-explanatory from the title. I think most people have seen trailers for this. Um, Sorry, I'm just trying to move my fucking camera. I didn't realize it was all fucking crooked. All, um, I know me worrying about what the position of my camera and my audio quality is like shit. I know everybody that makes comments about that. Yes, I know. I don't care either. So fuck off. Anyways, yeah, Strays. This is the new movie with a kind of like gimmick of, well, we're gonna take a formula that usually fits a kids movie. We're gonna try and make it more adult. More famously, one of the more famous examples of recent memory was Sausage Party, which I really did love. A movie that was an animated movie that looked like on the surface a kids movie, but it was a hard R, raunchy comedy animated movie that nobody should take their fucking kids to, which I would be surprised. I mean, with the title, I mean, this movie is a little bit more. Strays is a little bit more subtle. That was like Sausage Party. You pretty much knew what the fuck that was gonna be just from the title. It's called Sausage Party. I mean, come on, that's the joke. Um, but at least with this one, at least with Strays, you don't have fucking the horrible working conditions that came out about Sausage Party. At least I haven't heard any bad stories about the making of Strays. I don't know. Maybe dogs were abused. I highly doubt that. But yeah, this is like one of those movies that like I saw the trailer, like, all right, whatever. I'm like, I didn't even know at first because I remember seeing when I first heard this idea. It is almost misleading. It's kind of funny because you can believe that this. At first, I thought when I first heard of this movie, I was like, "Oh, so they're making another talking dog movie? Oh, yay! Why is this still a fucking thing?" Because you see the cast list of like Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx in the lead voicing dogs. You're like, "Oh, so it's." You can believe that those two would do an anime or a kids movie, a talking dog kids movie. But then I got trailers and they're like, no, this is a hard R raunchy comedy with talking dogs. I'm like, oh, okay. So that's like, all right. And then I got the trailer. I'm like, I got the trailer a lot for this movie, and I'm like, yeah. I worry that maybe a lot of the better jokes are probably in the trailer, but whatever, we'll see. Um, and you know what? I didn't hate it. I thought it was fun. It's exactly what it's advertised as. You know what you're getting with this movie, and it's exactly what I expected it to be. And I didn't hate it. It was not that bad. It's not perfect. It's definitely not. There are a lot of times where jokes fall flat in this movie, but there's also a lot of jokes in this movie that made me laugh out fucking loud. Um, so it was not a bad movie. Um, I I will say that this movie is pretty good. It has some. It started off really well. I love the opening of how Will Ferrell's dog, a dog voiced by Will Ferrell, Reggie, met his owner, played by Will Forte, who's played. He plays a fucking asshole in this movie. Like it's nice seeing Will Forte like play. I love Will Forte. He's always been a fan of. I've been a fan of him since like stuff like MacGruber. He's a really talented dude. He's it shows like he is basically his girlfriend bought this dog and he didn't want it, but and so the dog lives with Will Forte and his girlfriend, and then one day the Reggie ends up finding a pair of panties that isn't his Will Forte's girlfriend's and brings it over to Will Forte in front of in front of his girlfriend, and she freaks out, breaks up with him, and despite his girlfriend, he decides to take the dog and when she leaves, and even though he hates the fucking dog, and he treats the dog like shit, verbally abuses him, but Will Ferrell's character is just blindly innocent and thinks that that Will Forte is just loves him and just loves to play with him. And there's the scene in the trailer that you see called Fetch and Fuck, where they play the game Fetch and Fuck, where he drives off in like a far distance and throws at the ball and leaves him behind and hopes that he'll never come back, but he always comes back and yells "fuck." But I love that the opening scene was very funny. It was really, really well done. And honestly, kind of almost heartwarming. And you almost felt bad for this fucking dog. Being. Because it's a dog movie. If you're like me, you're fucking. You're actually. If you're like me, you're a dog person. And so when you see this cute little dog get abandoned, you kind of feel bad for the fucking thing. And, it plays on your emotions, obviously. And this movie is basically, the best way to describe it is it's a raunchy comedy where it just happens to involve dogs. And you got like I said, Jamie Foxx, which will probably be probably one of his last roles we'll see for a while. God bless Jamie Foxx. I hope he's well wishes to him, man. I'm a big fan of his. This might be one of the last times I see him in a movie for a while, like I said, and it's kind of funny that he's the last movie I see him in for a while is fucking Strays, but whatever. He's very funny in this movie. I thought Jamie Foxx was a lot of fun. Will Ferrell was fun as the naive dog. There's a lot of fucking cameos in this movie. There's some weird ass cameos I'll get into in a second, but like I said, the opening I thought was very funny. I guess this is kind of spoiling a joke in the movie, but the best joke in this fucking movie. I mean, there was a lot of jokes in this movie that made me laugh. Like, they were talking about one of the dogs was calling the other, "Son, you're a son of a bitch." You're like, "We're all sons of bitches." I'm like, that's funny. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I laughed at that joke. There's a lot of jokes like that I chuckled at. Like, there's one where they're wandering through the wilderness, and Isla Fisher, which I didn't realize that was her, who plays the sniffing dog. Isla Fisher, she's trying to tell a joke. She's like, "Okay, guys, I want to tell you guys a knock knock joke." It's like, "Okay, we're ready to hear it." And she goes, "Knock knock," and they go, they start barking. They're like, "No, you're supposed to say who's there." They're like, "Oh, okay." They said, "Knock knock." They're like, "You guys are fucking idiots." It goes on for I was like, that was pretty funny. I laughed. They're like, "Well, somebody's at the door. You forget the joke. Somebody's at the door." Like, that's pretty funny. I laughed my ass off. That was really funny. But the funniest fucking joke in this whole goddamn movie, I'll spoil it. I'm sorry, but don't want to know. It's pretty fucking funny. So they go to a carnival, and they come across a dog that's standing behind his owner, who is hitting on this girl, and out of nowhere, you start hearing Josh Gad's voice, and I instantly realized what was going on. It's Josh Gad narrating the voice of this dog. So basically this movie Strays ends up in the same continuity, in the same universe as Dog's Purpose. And so he's talking about, I don't know why he likes this girl so much. Maybe she smells like bacon too. And then Jamie Foxx and Will Ferrell come across this dog, and it's like, "Hey, excuse me, we're looking for blah, 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 blah." And the dog just ignores him and continues doing his narration. And Jamie Foxx goes, "No one hears your damn narration. You're narrating to nobody, god damn it. Stop narrating your whole goddamn life." And then I fucking busted up laughing. I'm like, all right, that's fucking hilarious. I was like, I probably can't do this scene justice. But then it gets even fucking funnier. What I think it could be even funnier. They cut back to Josh Gad as the dog. He's like, yeah, no, I know nobody can hear my narration, but they probably should because my owner has 3 dead girls' bodies in his backyard. You're like, wait, what? It's like, and I fucking howled. I was like, and then like to make it even weirder, there's a fucking random Dennis Quaid cameo that comes out of nowhere. I'm like, so what is this? Isn't a fucking Dog's Purpose universe. And like, and he's playing Dennis Quaid. He's looking at birds for some reason. I don't know what the fuck the joke was. I don't get what the joke was in that. That was one of those random like, how is this funny? Like, it's weird I'm seeing fucking Dennis Quaid in this movie, but what the hell? And then, like, you got Sofia Vergara. That was actually the joke with the payoff of the joke with when they eat mushrooms, of course, because it's a raunchy comedy. So of course, characters do drugs. In this case, the dogs eat mushrooms in the wilderness, and they start hallucinating shit. You've seen a lot of it in the trailer, where they're like 2D animation and like they're puppets or something like that. They see each other as puppets and stuff like that. But there is a fucking joke where they find like some stuffed bunnies that are like, you know, Chewy toys or whatever they see. That has an obvious payoff you see coming a mile away. I saw it coming a mile away. I saw it. And it's still very funny. It was still very funny when it happened. I'm like, I gotta give him credit. It was pretty funny. I love that. That was a very funny scene. That payoff of the bunnies was very funny. And then, there's something else I wanted. Oh, it does have a very good payoff in general. Like, the ending is very funny. I thought it was one of the weirdest uses of the song Wrecking Ball I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, that was such a weird use of that fucking song. Whatever. It's like, why are they using Wrecking Ball? It is a satisfactory ending, though. I did laugh my ass off at the ending. What was the other fucking thing I just remembering off the top of my head? Damn it. Oh yeah, Sofia Vergara being the voice of a couch that Reggie does is fucking. That's fucking weird. I was like, what the hell? Oh, and I was waiting. I knew there was gonna be a Red Rocket joke because it's a fucking dog movie. Of course, there's gonna be a Red Rocket joke, and it's kind of funny how they kind of get around it because you can tell. I guarantee the MPAA is like, yeah, you can't be fucking putting that in the movie. So they try to get around it so they don't get an X rating, which is funny because the shit that the MPAA allows and the don't allow, whatever. Yeah. There are a lot of jokes in this movie that don't work either, too. And there's a lot of, like, periods between, like, okay, this is not funny and that's not funny. It's one of those, like, but there's some genuine laughs I got out of this movie still, too, that, like, I still would recommend it. I had a lot of, you know what you're getting into with this kind of movie. It's exactly what it's advertised as. And nothing more. It does have a lot of heart to it too, especially if you are like me who loves dogs. You're gonna feel some sympathy for these dogs, especially the Reggie character. Yeah, it does have some heart to it. I give that. It's a fun movie. It's dumb. It was fun. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm not making this up. I'm gonna be seeing Back on the Strip. I'll get into that tomorrow. Talk about that tomorrow. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun review. I don't know, dude. Some of the random shit. Another one of those random movies I get out to come out of fucking nowhere. Even though I got a trailer for this, I'll talk about that tomorrow. And I won't probably see Blue Beetle until probably later next week. I got a busy schedule ahead of me. But I will see Blue Beetle sometime. But I will see Back on the Strip tomorrow and Blue Beetle sometime later this week. And until then, I will talk to you guys later.